All right, now we've seen that the membrane is a fluid mosaic structure, meaning that the membrane is in motion. Now, what are some of the factors that can affect the fluidity of the membrane? What are some things that can make it more fluidy? And what are some things that can make it more viscous, less fluidy? Now, one factor, please you see this in an exam. One factor affecting fluidity of the membrane is cholesterol content. Cholesterol content. Now, cholesterol, if cholesterol is high, what will happen to the fluidity of the membrane? Will the fluidity be high or low? Will it be more fluidy or less fluidy? If the cholesterol is high, fluidity will be what? Decrease, right? If cholesterol is low, fluidity will be what? Increase. So you see that the relationship between cholesterol and concentration of cholesterol and fluidity, are they directly proportional, inversely proportional? Inversely, right? Meaning as cholesterol is increasing, the fluidity will be what? Reducing. While if cholesterol is reducing, the fluidity will what? Increase. But this property of cholesterol is determined or is affected by temperature. Now, increase in temperature, you agree with me that if you heat it, the molecules will acquire more kinetic energy, right? If you increase temperature, what will happen? Will the fluidity be more or less? Will the fluidity increase or reduce? Will increase. Now, take for example, you have your solid. If you heat it, what will happen? The molecules of that solid will acquire more energy. Entropy will be high, and so they'll start to move, right? Converting the solid to what? Liquid, melting. If you continue to heat, the molecules will still acquire more kinetic energy, and they'll start to move far apart into the gaseous state, right? So you see that heating will make it more fluid, more liquid, is it not? So increase in temperature. If temperature is increasing, fluidity will be what? Increasing, right? If temperature is decreasing, fluidity will be what? So at lower temperature, the membrane exists as a viscous substance. All right. Now that's that. Then lipid composition. What type of fatty? We know with the lipid is phospholipid. But now, the phospholipid, we have two chains. We have two tails, right? Then the phosphate head. What kind of fatty acid are we using? Is it long chain fatty acid or short chain fatty acid? Is it saturated fatty acid or unsaturated fatty acid? Now, if we use long chain fatty acids, if the composition of that lipid is long chain fatty acids with saturated bonds, will it increase fluidity or reduce fluidity? Long chain fatty acids will reduce fluidity, right? While shorter chain fatty acids will increase fluidity. Is it not? So long chain fatty acids, if you are using long chain fatty acid, the fluidity will reduce. But if the composition is short chain fatty acids, the shorter, the better. The more fluid it is. Alright. Now the types of bonds present. The more packed together, the molecule is, the less fluid it will be, right? The more packed together it is, the less fluid it will be. So that's that. So basically, these are the three main factors, but this is a minor one also, part of it. So don't forget that cholesterol, the more the cholesterol, the what? Okay, look at cholesterol like Gary. You are pouring Gary on something that was fluidy. The more you pour, the more solid it will become, right? The less fluidy. Is it not? The lesser the stuff or your thickener in your soup. Perfect example for people that used to enter kitchen. Your thickener, the more you put, the more it will be thick, right? The less you put, the less it will be. Right. Now, temperature, the higher you put the temperature, the higher, the more fluidity. Long chain fatty acids decrease and short chain fatty acids increase.